Hi everyone, Aaron here for Zollotech, and today Apple released iOS 12.2 Developer Beta 6. This came in at 119.7 megabytes on my iPhone XS Max, and all the way down to about 50 megabytes on some of the older devices. Let's go ahead and take a look at the build number, then we'll talk about what's new. You can see the build is 16E5227A, and in this particular build, there is not a whole lot new, but there is something new in the About section. So again, if we go back to Settings, and then go to About, just below the serial number, you'll see it says AppleCare Plus, and we have some options. So if we go into that, you can see it says your product is covered for eligible hardware repairs and service, and the renewal date is this next month. Now, I have a month-to-month plan. You can actually request that from Apple. So if you want to swap phones, it doesn't have to stay with this phone. It can go to the next phone, and you only pay month to month. Now, if you have a phone that's eligible for it but not covered, it will tell you that as well and allow you to buy the plan. Now, the next thing that's actually new, and you might have seen a little bit of stutter there, that's new. And the other thing is, under the notes, Apple has said that they've fixed that bug that they had with Apple Wallet. So before, Apple Wallet may not authenticate properly with your credit cards. That problem is now fixed with this particular update. And that is it for what is new. I think everything's just being refined. There's nothing new in the control panel, and everything seems to be okay. Now, other than that little stutter we saw there, everything does seem to be fast, but it's only been about an hour or two since it's been released, and so it's going to take some more testing. Now, as far as battery life, on my XS Max, you'll see I'm at 100% capacity still, and battery, while I have been switching phones quite a lot lately, you'll see battery life over the previous beta was actually pretty good. I was getting about 4 to 9 hours of screen on time, and you'll see I had over 50% battery life here when I had that last. So it's doing pretty well. It will take a few days to know how it is on this particular beta, and of course I'll do a follow-up with that later on. Now, speed on this is pretty good. We'll take a look at the Geekbench scores, and I also have Geekbench scores for two of those devices, some of the older ones as well. There is nothing new on the iPad or any of the other devices. It's just being more refined, and then once this final version comes out, we'll see all of the updates, and we'll probably see that final version on the 25th. Now, today, Apple also announced different betas for the Apple Watch and also some new iPads. If you go into the Apple Store, you'll see new iPad Airs and a new iPad mini with the A12 processor and Apple Pencil support. The funny thing is this iPad is actually more expensive than the traditional iPad. So you'll see the traditional one's $329, but if we go into the mini, you'll see it's $399. So it is a little bit more expensive, and then the new iPad Air is actually $499. So they released this before that Apple event next week, which is kind of interesting. So we should see the final version of 12.2 on the 25th, I would expect, with some new services. But let's take a look at the Geekbench scores. Now, I ran this multiple times on my XS Max, and the score is not fantastic. It's 4,830 for single core, 10,874 for multi-core. If we look at the history, you'll see I ran it 3 times, so here is last week right here. We actually got a little bit better, but it's so close, it's not really that relevant, and since everything seems to be fairly fast, it's not much of a concern. Now, just for reference, let me show you the 5S and the 6S Plus. You can see on the left, the 5S is 1,303 for single core, 2,277 for multi-core. On the right, the 6S Plus is 2,495 and 4,482 for multi-core. So everything seems to be pretty much in order. It's working well for all these devices, and I think we're going to see some nice updates. One thing that's pretty interesting is you can see I'm in the sunlight here. Let me turn this all the way up, but it's amazing how much brighter this XS Max display is with this particular one. But anyway, let me know what you think about this update in the comments below. Did you update already? And did you find anything else new? I'd love to hear what you have to say. If you'd like this wallpaper, I'll link it in the description as I always do. If you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe. And if you enjoyed the video, please give it a like. If not, the other one's okay too. As always, thanks for watching. This is Aaron. I'll see you next time.